Hi folks, and welcome to the GR86 at Manicourt. So let's get on with the fast lap. Right then, done and dusted, and let me show you. Look at the rules tab, because this will tell you where all the off tracks are, or at least some of them. It will help. So definitely have a look and go through them, because it will tell you where slowdowns are, off tracks, things like that. Places to avoid and places where you can maximize your track limits, which is always good for lap time. The info tab for you, we are using the new fixed setup. This is the first of this season that I'm using the iRacing change setup for whatever reason, but it does feel a little bit nicer, so I'm happy. 91 Fahrenheit for track, and track usage of 44%, which is moderate, which is what I always use for these lap guides. And the lap I'm going to show you, we did a 57.8, and I think my optimum was a 57.5 or something, but I'm not going to show you that lap. I'm going to show you a slightly cleaner one of a lap 19, which is a 158.236. So yes, it is about half a second slower, but I think it's a little bit better to learn from, so that's why I'm showing you that one. Otherwise, above my head where will be my Discord, where the OLAP, BLAP telemetry and replay file will be hidden in there for you, so you can see exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And the other thing I show you nowadays is my split times down here. There we go, my optimal is a 57.5, so that's not too bad. If I can get into the 57s, I think that'd be a good lap time, but for me, low 58s is where I'm sitting. Otherwise, I think that's everything. So yeah, if this does help you out, like and subscribe. Do that lovely YouTube stuff, and yeah, let's crack on with the breakdown lap. Right then, Manicourt in this little cheeky rascal is quite good fun, but the curbs are very dangerous, and this car likes to bounce over them, and you lose traction, so bear that in mind for the entirety of the circuit. But we are hunting down in turn one, and we're looking for the end of the curbing here on the right-hand side, and we're going to use that as a turning marker. First few laps on cold tyres, just take it a little bit easy for here, slight confidence lift, but you should be absolutely full throttle, no problem at all. Turn two is coming up, and we're going to absolutely run over the curbing here, and just as we get off the curb, we're going to brake in a straight line right into turn three. Now, turn three is the most important corner on the circuit, so make sure you get the best exit you can. So brake, let it run wide, let the front end grip up, and then build up the power. You will feel it grip up, and then when you can hit this little bit of tarmac or curbing right there, a little bit of dirt as well, make sure on full throttle to get the slingshot exit. Now, do not run wide here. You will get an off track, which will hurt you in qualifying. In the race, not so much, so you can use all that curbing to your advantage, but make sure you get a quality slingshot down here. This straight is huge. It is absolutely massive. Slipstream will be a thing, so be careful of dive bombs into this very, very tight hairpin. So we're looking for the 100-meter board or that line before the curbing. You can see ahead, brake in a nice heavy straight line. Use a bit of the curbing on the left-hand side to really open up the corner. First gear, now first instance of watch the curbs, because you almost tip the thing over. Be interesting to see if actually someone does tip it over in the race. Hopefully it won't be one of us, but hey-ho. Use all the exit curb and get on throttle as early as you can. We've got another good slingshot down here to a very fast chicane. I wouldn't recommend overtakes through this fast chicane. It is one line and it is quite awkward to get through, to be honest. So we're looking for the 50-meter mark and that white line right there. Use it as a turn-in. Big confidence lift on cold tyres and a little bit easier on warm tyres. Do not cut this second part. There is a slowdown. Really affects your lap time because this corner as well leads onto a very long straight. So, end of the curbing here on the right hand side. We're braking and we're turning in sort of mid corner. We're using the middle of the track here. Kind of defending, kind of not defending, but we want to cut it back for a nice late apex on this curbing right here. Get on full throttle as soon as the front end grips up and you can get a good old slingshot out of the corner. And you can use all of the exit curb right here. There is an awkward little bump just there, but it doesn't seem to affect this car too much, so you absolutely fly out here. Another long straight into a very fast chicane. Now this one is actually a blind entry, so definitely don't do any overtaking in here. Crashes are quite likely. This little line here, just as we pass it and we want to start turning in, and a big lift of throttle. Do not hit that yellow sausage curb on there, and make sure you don't cut this one too much because there is a slowdown. Now be careful about running wide. You can run onto this green tarmacy stuff here, but just be careful about going too far wide. There is a slowdown. Little glass barrier thing over there on the left hand side is a quality brake marker for this corner. First gear for this one, again, watch the curbs. You don't want to take too much. The cars bounce and it really loses your momentum coming out the corner. Full throttle out of there as best you can. Do not run wide. There's a lovely gravel trap that is waiting for you. Now coming into the last complex, this will be very, very tricky through it. And now stay in second gear for this corner. Braking at the that line just right there, 100 meters, braking a nice heavy straight line. I feel this is a first gear corner, but because of the second bit, take it in second. So the reason, I mean, look at the RPM, really low, 5,000 RPM, but we need it for this bit, so we're not doing too much at this point. So end of the green and white bit after the red and white bit. We want to turn in, keep it in second. You can nibble the curbs here, but again, watch the car bounce. If we're bouncing, then the tyres aren't producing grip, so therefore we're not going to get the slingshot out of the corner that we want to get out of some of these long straights. It is going to be critical to keep this car planted as best you can. You can murder the curbs, but you do bounce out of the corner and it will affect your top line speed. Otherwise, that is us done and dusted. A 158.236 is the lap that I've just shown you. We did go a little bit faster, and I believe it's all about the momentum of the curves, particularly coming out this last corner. That chicane is so tight and the line is so early that it actually affects your next lap more than it does your current lap. So really quite a unique situation there. I don't know of any other circuit that's like that. Maybe Canada has a last chicane that is really critical for your next lap rather than the one that you're on. Otherwise, I'm waffling. If this one did help you out, don't forget to like and subscribe and do that lovely YouTube stuff. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I will catch you on the next one.